So here we go.
Hey guys,
Hey
thank you
guys.
so much for tuning in on another episode of Building Empires Network. Today we decided that we're going to do a recap of
Mhm.
pretty much everyone that's been on here, kind of talk about everything and kind of go over it.
Yep.
So you got myself, Andrea Cruz,
Christina
Miss Christina Franco, that by the way looks amazing.
Man, dude, it's been a journey.
Okay, first we're going to have her stand up. She has to stand up and do a little
Okay, hold on.
She looks so good.
I did it this morning, guys. I did it this
I
morning.
was like, wow, who's that lady?
Thank you.
I recognize
we did
her.
the coffee thing with the whole post thing. But no, guys, it's been a journey. It was a decision that I had to make, and I made it. And I had the liposuction all in here. It's been about 4 weeks, and I'm still swollen, but it's working. And
She looks good.
Thank you. And it really wasn't, like I always said, not to really fit into the new look. It was basically to fit into clothes. It was so important because I'm always with the samurai chongo and the shorts and running around. Well, not shorts, but I actually wore shorts
Yesterday.
for the first time yesterday, and I was able. And so it was like, well, you know what? We could do this. This is cool. But my thing was to actually fit back into my casual clothes, my business clothes.
Yeah.
So I took that turn. It was hell. It was a hell of a journey. Some people have been following me, watching me with it, and I appreciated a lot of the calls and the comments and different things and the little remedies and stuff. Hey, I really appreciate it. And but like I said, thanks. Thanks for that.
She looks great.
Yeah.
And one of the things too that I noticed, she's more coming in here like, hey,
I'm
let me
here.
in. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever you got to do to, build
Feel
yourself
better.
up and all
Yeah.
that. Hey, it takes whatever.
Yeah, you got to get there. I'm almost a half a century, folks, and I'm hitting it. And it's like, shit, as you're getting older. My main thing was I going to carry that much weight?
Yeah.
Like, shit, am I going to be able to carry that much? I was like kind of tumping back and forth. But it was hell. At my age, it was a hell of a recovery. It's not the surgery, it's the recovery.
Yeah.
It's the
I'm
recovery.
Sure, I'm sure.
So that was a recap on what happened in the middle because we missed, we didn't miss, we went a day early. And that was a recap on that. So this is kind of like going through that, coming out of that. But
Good.
So, but we really wanted to talk about a lot of different things, like how we've been collaborating with different people in our field and out of our field. So basically, we have to know, and everybody has to know, that their net worth is their network. And basically you can't just go and fish in the same pond all the time.
Right.
You have to deal with different people. It's like, you can't just talk to everybody just in real estate. You got to deal with people that have businesses, that have different type of services. All those things are very important. Yes, ma'am. This is the reality of life, guys. Look, it's a potty time. Yeah, that's the reality. Y'all can't see them, but we got the grandbaby and the babies in here.
Yeah.
But because we're still a mom and a grandma. We're still doing our thing. So it's like, I'll take you in just a second. So we're still a mom and a grandma, and this is the reality of things. Hey, we always get the perks in here. The last time it was the air conditioned, now it's the kids popping in. But we work. Yeah, we have to. We have to do that. Sometimes it's like you just have to. It's a must, and so those are
like that. Say you got to be a disaster before you become a masterpiece.
Right there.
That means we're on the right track.
We're on the right track. Y'all need to write that down. But yeah, I do like to carry my grandkids with me. And so the two smaller ones, they're with their dad today. But today I have the middle one, which was good because Scarlett was here.
Yeah.
So there you go.
She always looks for someone to play with.
Yeah. Well, today I had somebody for her to play with. But with okay, so yesterday we went to a property and we talked to, we talked. Andrea talked about her property with the hotel. Mm-hmm. And we talked about the hotel and how she got that property and how she was able to just flip it. Now, the thing with the hotel, what was different than wholesale was she purchased it and takes full control of that property, because in wholesaling, a lot of people can back out.
They leave a lot of money. Well, guys, like, you have to start. I started wholesaling.
Yeah.
And that's all I did for the first year. I was like, no, I'm not going to close on it. I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
But when you start to get familiar with the market, with the numbers, then I was more comfortable to say, hey, I'm going to start closing on these properties because I
Yeah.
realized how much money I was leaving on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and that was a huge game changer for me because like it was like my wholesale company became a hotel company.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
I started just keeping everything. You know, the only downfall with that is that I was using a lot of my money to do some repairs.
right.
So then you gotta kind of gets tied up. But overall, it's just like it's a lot
Mhm.
better because your spreads
Mhm.
are higher. It's like if you did a flip or if you know they're harder. They're like 60, 70, 80, you know,
Mhm.
and without the stress and
Mhm.
without all that hard work.
Yeah. And
So-
see, the thing with her is like when you're a realtor and or you're a seller and you're selling a property. Oh, come this way. And you're selling a property. What happens is sometimes you have to stage the property, fix the property,
Mhm.
paint it, or whatever. You need to, marry the color of the wall into whatever the furniture pieces are, so it looks more bright and vibrant. So with the hotel, what she's doing, you kind of take that all away. You just kind of clean it and
Mhm.
send it. But if you're out there and you are, what is it? Staging. I get the
Staging.
a lot. So if you're staging and you're doing stuff like that, like if I were to stage a house, then usually I'll use, like Bell Furniture, exclusives. I don't really use some of the bigger ones that are supposedly bigger because they're not bigger. But the thing is that I don't use some of those because a lot of these other companies, like my company, they offer financing, and somebody that offers 0% interest, 6 to 12 months, you can ride on that leverage, and you need to find things that can leverage you out. You might want to take a vacation, but you went and bought a sofa for a property that you want to sell. Like you know right now we really want to collaborate with a lot of businesses because that's what we said we were going to talk about. And like with Andrea, let's say if she didn't have the air condition working in a hotel, you really don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But when you're listing it to sell it on a rehab, you have to be ready to make those decisions and have people at hand. And so anybody in here, I really want y'all to post, y'all's companies. We want to collaborate with you guys. I use All Electric and AC all the time. Woot, woot, that's my nephew. I use them all the time because they get a lot of the chill systems. They go even to Bell Furniture. They put the big chill systems on top. It's really important to know people who do that. Like Joe Coit. I mean, I didn't know that he had a remodeling company.
Yeah.
He doesn't really do it much for others as much as he has to do it for himself, but he has that.
Yeah.
So that means his network is so big because he's always out there buying flooring. We go to Floor Merchant. We go to, sometimes Floor and Decor, but sometimes I get better because of the relationship. I get better prices and better deals and better stuff from Floor Merchant, so there's a lot of things.
I actually went to Floor Merchant.
You did
so
it?
really,
You did?
They do.
Yeah. So, I like their new location right here off of 290. It's really good. A little bit past Hollister, right? That's where it's at. Where the old Cavenders was.
Mhm.
It's pretty good right there. I mean, they have it all open and you can see all that stuff. You have to have a good business relationship.
Billy. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, I was saying Billy put his stuff out there.
You go, Billy. You go, Billy. That's our go-to realtor to start selling some of our stuff. You have to deal with realtors that understand our market because our market is so different. The things that we do, we make stuff happen.
Yeah.
We make stuff happen. And then like we're dealing with a lot of people that now that want to buy properties and they have I-10s. So if you have a company out there that's a mortgage company, put your information. If you can do I-10s, because I'm always looking for that because I get those and I work with certain ones because we have to make sense. See, usually when I come in with somebody who has an I-10, I usually get that customer because they don't understand how to do the paperwork and they don't understand that they can buy houses too.
Right.
They can flip, they can buy, they can invest, they can do a lot of things. They just don't understand how or where to get started. So that's where, if we have a deal, we tell them that we can work with them. There's also lawyers out there that can help people get their stuff together to set up their I-10s and get all that. So, you want to make sure you are collaborating well. And then we want to make sure that we have those go-to people that we can also trust. We've used Patton, we've used Patriot, we have our go-to people. Paul came on here with a plethora of information, so we've been going through a lot of things. And if you miss that information, go back and look at those videos, because Paul gave a lot of information.
He did.
And he was so prepped and clear. I was like, damn, like, okay.
He was ready.
And he was ready. He had his handy dandy notebook.
The first one I see with a notebook, I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, he came in.
He was ready to deliver some value. Yes. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So he was ready. So, it's like me, I have the hardware store. Then we have the sheet metal company. Andrea's husband does all her construction. So, we have to, and he knows a lot of people, and he collaborates with a lot of people, because that's where you're gonna know that you're in good hands, kind of like Allstate.
All right.
We're sponsored by Allstate. We are. Yeah, we're in the Allstate building right here off of Pinemont. So Andrea has her cash for keys, so she's always buying property. She's always she's dealing with probate, she's dealing with divorces, different things, and then me, sometimes I'm on the buyer end, sometimes I'm on the wholesale end. I'm just on every end of the damn thing.
Believe that she's in some kind of end.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I got involved in every end of everything because it just made things faster.
Yeah.
It was profitable for me, but it made it much faster to get deals done and going. People like Claudio, he didn't have a property, and now he's on to his third and fourth. So that's what's important, working with people and building their portfolios. I'm a portfolio builder. I love to build portfolios and build people and see them grow, not just me. And we were talking about it yesterday because she went to the new little spot that I have, and she was like, she saw my little books and all this stuff, because I used to teach not real estate. I was teaching the spa and everything about the medical spa and stuff. And she's like, what, Christina, you just like to teach. Yeah. I said, what, it's not that much that I want to teach. I want people to excel in other levels. There's moms that stay home that don't know what to do. And it's so hard. If you went through COVID and there was no babysitters and you couldn't get to work, and you were fortunate, if you were one of the fortunate ones to be able to work from home and watch your kids, hey, that was a blessing in disguise. You were able to save money and you were able to work at the same time. You were lucky. You were lucky. Like right now, we're blessed because she's able to bring Scarlett and I'm able to bring Penelope and still be working, and carry them around. So if you were able to have that, then you were blessed for a moment. But imagine if you wouldn't have been able to work from home. It would have been hard. So I even have daycare connections.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so you really, in everything that we do, we have to stay connected, and everybody's business is important.
Right.
Down to the bookkeepers, the tax people, the lawyers, the title companies, the retail individuals. Retail took a big hit. I'm starting to see a lot of buildings empty. I mean, literally empty. There was a building that I used to office out of in City Center, and it's almost right. It was City Center, right? Oh no, the other one, Southwest, the Southwest office. The Southwest office, it's almost empty, and it's like, but this is a time that we can come in and start portfolioing, and it's not really gaining on somebody's loss, because as long as they're not losing, they're okay. Now if they're losing the property and they let it just go, then they're at a loss. But if we're able to come in and just say, okay, we can buy you out and, agree on what's fair, and Andrea has been buying at 80 and 85%, and still making profit, so that's a thing right now. That 70% rule right now, it's not out there. It's really not out there. I
feel like if you go by that and then they don't take it, then you're losing money. You're losing because you can go higher.
Yeah. on the other end.
On the other end, and you can
Yeah.
still make some money. But
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are definitely stuck in that, and that worked 2 years ago, great.
Yeah.
And it works sometimes still too,
Mhm.
but if they don't accept it,
Yeah.
I try to come a little bit higher so I can
Mhm.
still make something.
Right.
I'd rather
Mhm.
make something better than nothing.
Yes. And and it's a real it's kind of hard if you don't stay with what's really going on. If you don't stay in tune with what's going on, you're going to get lost.
Mhm.
You're going to get lost. I don't like watching the news, but I do pay attention and I listen to everyone's
Yeah.
conversation. I think the news sometimes can be real selective on what they say.
Right.
And I like to stay in the community and see what's really going on. Like I always say, I always stay in touch with the community, and not just the north side community, like the south side and Katy and any community. I just, if I land there, I visit everybody I know,
Yeah.
and there's always more than a handful of people I know in every damn little niche of the world, and you have to, like I said, your net worth is your network,
Mhm.
and not everything has to be business. Not everything
Yeah.
has to be business.
But you do make some good connections, like
Mhm.
by meeting people, getting out there. Like, I remember when I met Billy at the title company,
Mhm.
and we just like started talking, and
Mhm.
it was like, hey, I do this, and I've actually had sold a couple of deals to him
Right.
before,
Mhm.
but never really talked to him. And we started talking, and we're like,
Mhm.
hey, well, hey, I have this deal. Can you think you can put it on the market and
Right.
everything? And ever since, we've made like a lot of money together,
Right.
and
Mhm.
it's like, hey, I just met him at the title company.
Yeah, he's very relatable.
Yeah.
He's very relatable. He understands. He knows what we're doing. He's a
Right.
builder, so he knows how to deal with builders. And then he's, wholesaling and a realtor, so he
Yeah.
knows.
And he helped me with one of my owner finance deals too.
Mhm.
So it's nice. So it's always good to meet other people.
Mhm.
You could meet, like, I have other people that I've met too in the construction,
Mhm.
that they paint for me, and
Yeah.
they gave me such a good deal with the paint.
Mhm. Mhm.
And now I'm able to paint inside and outside for a really good deal.
Yeah.
And so it makes everything. And I feel like a lot of people don't, they're like, oh, whatever they charge me. Like, no, you gotta be
No.
frugal about what
Yeah.
people don't care. Like, well, they're getting the job done. I mean, I'm in the
Mhm.
medium. I'm not trying to get everything really, really cheap. Just I do see what
The
other
quality.
people overpay for
Yeah.
things, and I'm like, damn, okay.
Mhm.
But just keeping that also in mind too, like
Mhm.
knowing people, be like, hey, we work together. You do
Right.
this, I'll do this. I'll help you. I'll get you more business.
Mhm.
You bring me business. So
Mhm.
it's like we all help each other out.
Right. And that's what you got to do. And you got to know that we're all in business. And if there's a business that is like, let's say we're wholesaling, we're mortgage, we're whatever, don't shut out another person just because they're doing the same thing, because it might be, the same recipe, but it's never the same flavor, because we all
Yeah.
put our own touch into everything.
Right.
And network with those people. Like, me, I do some hard money, lending and stuff, but it's very close niche with who I deal with.
Mhm.
I'm not just out there doing whatever with whoever. No, it's just very close niche. If I sell something to somebody, it's because I know they can handle it. If I buy something, it's because I know, I'm buying it from somebody that's reputable and I can go back and talk to, and so you just have to have a good business relationship with anybody,
Mhm.
and just because you have one attorney doesn't mean you can't talk to three others.
Right.
You always have to get the opinion of other people.
Yeah.
And down in your heart what's right and what's wrong and what
Right.
makes sense. But you have to have a handful of people in different areas,
Mhm.
of walks of life. We
Yeah.
have insurance, so we've got, who's on here, so we've got
And
the
even
health
like
insurance.
attorneys, like I like to pick at attorneys' brains because they
Oh,
always
yeah.
know a lot.
Shit, they're $300 and $400 to $500 an hour. If they give you some info over a
Yeah.
cup of coffee, you better go for it.
Right.
You
They
better
are.
go for it.
But I take them out to lunch because I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, so it's good because
Mhm.
whatever it is you want to learn, just find out who's already doing it, who has the
Right.
answers.
Right.
Connect with them. Even if you have to pay, I'll pay,
Mhm.
just to
Mhm.
get the information. And
Right.
a lot of people, they're like, hey, I'm not gonna pay. But then that's why, like they say, free advice is actually more expensive than when you
Mhm.
pay.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to kind of reach out to
Mhm.
whoever, if it's an attorney or if
Yeah.
it's probably somebody who does your taxes or accounting, whatever it may be. Like, don't be afraid to have those connections, because it's your connections that are gonna lead you to grow. You know,
Right.
it's like you were telling me about the bank. Hey, I want to start my line of credit. Hey, Christina, what do I do? You're like, hey, you got to reach out to that person. Well, then I reached out to that person. But it's like a lot of people, like they're like all to themselves. I'm not going to reach to nobody.
Yeah.
And it's good to reach out and be like, hey, I need help in this department, or I need help in that department. So that starts to become your network, you know.
How many credit people we have on here? If you have a credit business, put it on here. Yeah. So if you have a credit business, put it on here, because I know Karen does. Yeah, put it on here. Put your business on here, guys, in the comments, so we can collaborate with you too.
It's time for me to pray.
Oh, it's time for it's time for Andrea to pray. Right. Yeah, we did that yesterday. We was like, "What is that, Andrea? It's time for me to pray."
Me reminders.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You have to stay. You have to stay grounded with God. I'm telling you, a lot of people, I'm sorry if you don't like it, but you have to. It brings a peace to you, you know.
Sure.
My husband laughs because he doesn't laugh. He just says that I'm kind of crazy, but
kind of.
But I do. I have a little preferred chapel, and if I'm in the neighborhood now that I'm living closer into town, I will go to church every single day and pray. And he can't believe it. You know, if I miss 2-3 days, I feel so dirty, but I'll just take a quick break, you know, and I have my routine. I'll just, you know, go and stop at the chapel, get on my knees, pray, and go. Like, that is my thing. And that's why when I heard that, I was like, you go, girl. Like, you know, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. If you don't have belief in God, then why ask? You know,
right.
Why ask? Don't just believe when it's convenient, you know?
Right.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want somebody to call you conveniently.
Right.
Yeah, there I go, girl, with my sermon. Oh, my God. No, but, you know, like, we wanted to recap on things. You know, we really want to collaborate with a lot of people. Right here and here, this is my Facebook page. But if you are on our YouTube channel, you can throw your information in there in the comments. And let us know who you are. You know, let us know who you are. I invited some of you on, you know, in here. We should have like the air conditioning company. Hey, Henry does a lot of owner financing. You know, he has some owner financing deals out there, maybe 10, 15,000 down, even 20,000 down. Just a simple house if you're just looking for something and you may not qualify for something, but you really either want to invest or you either want to just move somewhere.
That's actually a really good connect.
Yeah, that's a really good connect. So there you go, Henry.
Go, Henry. Call me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Henry, I'll be looking for you after this.
Yeah. So, you know, you want to get into collaborating with people. There was some stuff, interest is changing like a mofo. So if you can get somebody that is doing owner finance and has all the numbers in there and shows you what's there, go for it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, speaking of interest, we just actually picked up a nice little house, a really big house in Tomball. And, you know, this is another tip for people, because right now interest rates are really high.
Yeah.
So we worked out a really good deal with the seller where we offered 3% interest, 12% down.
There you go.
We had a 5-year balloon. And I mean, she agreed. So it's like, guys, don't feel like, hey, because the interest rates are going up. You know, I know people are like, it's a crash, whatever. But I feel like it is what you make it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You can pivot. There's still deals out there. I'm still buying. I don't care what the interest rate is, because people are still going to buy. They still need a house. So, you know, I know that there's a lot of hype out there that you should do this. I mean, by all means, I'm not telling you what to do, but don't let people scare you is what I'm saying, because we've got this really good deal. I mean, and that's at 3% interest, you know?
It just all comes down to how bad do you want it. And it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
It's really where asking has more value than the dollar. Because there's been times that, you know, I could walk up with 10, 15, 20, even $50,000 to somebody, and the money don't say nothing. They want to know your reason.
Right.
They want to know. Some people, you know, I bought businesses and buildings behind a legacy. Their kids went to college, became doctors or whatever, and they didn't want to continue that legacy. Well, guess what? Hell, I'm coming right in.
Right.
I'll
I'm
do
building
it.
my legacy.
I'm building my legacy. You tell me what you want. And some people, there's one guy, he's like, I would never let nobody get rich off my back. And and he told a friend of mine that, and I was like, wow. Well, that guy ended up doing business with him, literally. And so the guy runs the whole facility and everything. And now, now they have a good business relationship. But the guy stayed persistent.
Yeah.
Let me do it. Let me do it. You're not renting it. You're not doing anything with it. It was a hall. You're not renting it. You don't have people here. I can help you. I can help you. And he ended up getting in.
Wow.
So it just depends on how bad you want it. You have to throw offers out there. People want to talk. People want to talk. And guess what? If it rings in their ear and it makes sense, why not? Some people, they're stuck in a house, and I'll tell you, after living in a house for so many years and I wanted to move, it was like, yeah, I owned the house, but at one point I felt like the house owned me. I wasn't able to explore or do anything, no different neighborhoods, because I was comfortable and content. But when we went out there, banks were like, no. We talked to the owner and he was like, great, okay.
Yeah.
And that's what made the move much faster for me. You have to talk, you have to ask, and it goes back down. How bad do you want it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you have to ask. And the opportunity is there.
Yeah.
Opportunity's still there. Like, 3% interest. Like, I freaking got a better interest than I got on my own house.
Girl.
that I'm living in.
Yeah.
I'm like, geez. So, but there's ways, there's ways. And that's one of the things too. We're gonna do a network event. We're doing it in July. What is it? July 23rd?
The 23rd of
around
July.
There. But that's the thing, guys. We want to bring everyone together. We're gonna have a date and a time and a location soon, but we just want to kind of put that out there.
Yeah.
Hey, if anybody wants to come network with us, come talk to us. If you're a single mom that, hey, you're kind of lost, not looking, we have opportunities.
Yeah.
We want to be able to share value with you. And build people up as well. And then there's other people you can network with as well that you may be looking for AC guy or whatever. It's open to anybody who wants to kind of come out there and come, get to know us. And we want to get to know you.
Yeah.
We
don't bite.
No.
We don't bite. A lot of people take Andrea and I like we're just two hard asses, but we're not. We're just focused. We're always focused. I mean, once you talk to us, we're always playing and laughing. We're probably always out there eating corn. Yeah, always eating corn in a mini snow cone. Like, damn, every day. Like, oh my God, girl. I was like, you know what? That's why I know you're like a Speedy Gonzalez, because you know how they use corn for like diesel fuel. I said, girl, I'm gonna start calling you Diesel.
That's funny.
I was like, this girl eats 2 cups of corn. I'm like,
it comes out like diesel.
Yeah, it comes out like diesel. But me, oh my God, I'll see you later.
That's funny.
Oh man, no, but serious. I was like, man, and we're always at Tampico. You got to know that great snow cone stand.
If you ever want to, what's it called? Find me. You'll find me there.
You'll find her there, man. The people, we walk up and they already know what she wants. You want extra chile? You want extra lemon? And I'm like, girl, let me try that lemon. So I tried it. I was like, I was good. I was real good. And so it was like, man, okay. But, we're always rolling around, and we're not out there trying to say, hey, we want to, they want us to come so they can charge us something. No, we don't need your money. That's not what we want. We want people that want to learn and will put in their sweat equity, and you're going to make money on your effort. Now, I'm not going to give it to you. That's not it. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that want the opportunity. They can't afford the opportunity, but I can't afford to stop doing what I'm doing either, so you can kind of catch up and run with it, and see if you fit in. You might get tired somewhere around the way because we're going 100, we go 100 miles an hour. We're Porsche. We're going 100 miles an hour, but at the same time, it can be done. You see, we got the kids here. Anything can be done. So don't make excuses for yourself. A lot of these people out here with these businesses, they're doing it. Everybody has hiccups and complications, but you have to make sure that you just keep looking at everything in a positive way. Andrea told me one, God dang girl, you're always looking at things like in a positive way. If I doubt myself, I already
Mm-hmm.
failed.
Yeah.
I already failed, and I'm not set for failure. I'm set for learning, and learning from experiences, but not failure. So
Mm-hmm.
if, like, people say, damn, you had all kinds of businesses and you lost that business. I never lost. I monopolized. It was time to sell and take this and move here. It
Right.
was time to move on from here and go there. You know, and add things when needed. There's you can run multiple businesses and run multiple you know how can I tell you, you could do a lot, dude. You could do whatever you want. There goes the dude. There goes You could do a lot. You could do whatever you want. You just got to set your mind to it and stop making excuses. People like, damn, you say there's excuses, but I ain't got no money. A lot of people don't have money and they're doing pretty well with me right now.
Yeah.
They're doing pretty well right now. Get with a good coach, get with a good mentor. If you can roll with us, you're welcome to come meet with us. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm not the best in my vocabulary. I'm very layman's term. I say it the way it is. I'm not gonna try to sell myself to anybody and use big words, and everybody's like on the
If you're ready to
OOROI.
be intellectual,
Yeah.
come meet us. Come meet us out
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I can't do that. There's some people, they sound great and I love it. I love to hear it. But I just want to be relatable.
Yeah.
I'm very low key, very relatable. I don't try to make myself more than what I am. I'm not gonna sell you. I don't have to sell myself to you. You're gonna know me, you're gonna like me. Just like Andrea, you're gonna know her and you're gonna like her for who she is. Everybody that I roll with, I roll because I like them. I've been with Jesus, who's doing our podcast right now. Been following him since Pope Boy Car Wash, no Power Wash, and that was his first businesses. And then now he's podcasting and he's doing our podcast. If you ever need information and you want to do what we do, there you go. What's your number? 832 739 0420. And it's good to promote other businesses because Jesus probably talks about me and Andrea more than me and Andrea talk about ourselves.
Right.
He's out there 100, he's networking with people, and he's always saying, yeah, you need to check them out or whatever, for good reason. Because we do try to bring good content to people and we try to make it as real as we can be,
Right.
and we don't come out here pre-rehearsed. We
No.
just come out here talking
You
like,
can tell.
when she's like, what do you want to say? I don't know. Let's just go with it.
Yeah. And
Every
the
time.
thing about that is because we didn't, like I said, if we would have said, hey, we have to have this together or nothing, I mean, we just like threw ourselves out there. Like, let's see what happens. And it's they feel like it's so hard to start a podcast or it's so hard to do this. No. It's not hard. We make it hard. Like in our mind, we're thinking like, oh my God, you need to do this, you need to do that. All we need is, like, we call Jesus, we found a spot, and that's there it. You go.
And there you go.
This film, you know.
And he goes out to you. So that's a good thing. He comes out to us. If we had, years ago, I was doing a radio show and a podcast show and it went nowhere. Not because the facility wasn't great. It was too far. I had paid, for months for what? I only went 2 times. Maybe 3. Nah. So I feel like if we're not feeling good and we want to go somewhere, he'll follow us. He'll go where we want to go, inside, outside, whatever, as long as we can get internet, And so you could do so much through your phone, get with it, but know what you want to do. If you're doing businesses, like a lot of you guys, I really appreciate you putting your information. Junior, you need to put your information in there. You're always here. And I don't see you
Junior, he sells the deals.
That's he's Dispo. He's our Dispo. He's not the Depo. I kept calling it the Depo.
I was like, what are you talking about? You want to go to Home Depot?
I was like, the Depo. The Depo is a shot for girls so they don't get pregnant. But I was saying it wrong. It's Dispo. But I just kept going with it. Gotta do the Depo. So they corrected me, but it's okay. But yeah, he has his CRM set up and all that stuff. It's important to start organizing yourself. Andrea did her CRM and she's got like a whole machine going. She can sit here and she has her whole machine rolling. And, and the one thing is, and like I tell Andrea, no one's going to think like us. We know what we want at the end. And I always run around with a little white chalkboard or a board, dry erase board, because I have to show people what is mentally in my head. And she'll tell you, I draw little people, I draw a car, I draw a tree, I make it vivid so that the person can understand exactly what's going on in my head. Because if there's no bad friends, if there's friends, it's because you didn't put limits. And if you have a bad friend, it's because you didn't put limits. If you have bad employees, it's because you didn't train them right. It's bad management. If you have bad relationships, it's because you're not relatable.
Yeah.
So you have to be relatable and let people speak their mind. Let people talk of what they talk. Because if you're always correcting them or trying to make them better because to you what you want, you're just cloning yourself. You might as well just stand in the mirror and talk to yourself. I love to talk to people and know about their past. And, some people don't want to relive the past. That's cool. But a lot of people have great stories.
Mhm.
I got one. I got plenty.
Yeah. Well, you can learn from them as well.
Yeah, you can learn from them. And some people come from really hard knocks. And sometimes those are the most humble people. When they come across money because of their structure and the things that they didn't have, so they don't have to live with much. A lot of people spend a lot. I really kind of don't. At the dollar store, I do.
I'll splurge at the dollar store.
I splurge at the dollar store.
But that's what it all comes down to. Like too, you got to see who you're surrounding yourself with, right? Because if you spend your time with people that spend a lot of money, that money that you don't have, or they may have, but they're not managing their money right, it's like, then that's going to start rubbing off on you.
Yeah.
One of the things I like about Christina is like, she's real frugal. I'm very frugal, and I like to learn and invest my money. We're not like, hey, let's go to the mall, let's go buy us this, which there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, that's not money management.
No.
And so it's like, who are you spending your time with? You have somebody that is kind of taking you away from what you want to do, or like, no, don't do that, you're gonna do this. If I tell people sometimes I want to do, well, when I said I wanted to do a podcast or something, if I would have told that to the wrong person, they're like, dude, do you know how hard it is to do a podcast? Do you know what it takes to do a podcast? Like, no one's going to even do your likes. Like, I would have not done it. But, whenever I share those ideas, like, hey, I thought about doing a podcast. It was like, let's do it. You know what I mean? And that, I love being around those kind of people that are not looking at the obstacle. They're like, let's go for it. Let's see what happens.
What do you got to lose?
And those are the people that are going to drive you to the next level and not stop you, because a lot of the times we have people in our lives that slow us down.
Yeah.
That is stopping us from doing what we need to do, because they put that doubt in your head that, no, you can't do that. Or that fear. Well, what happens if you fail? Or what happens if this? So having the right people around you, it's very good, because that's what's going to make you or break you. And make sure you're surrounding yourself with doers, that people that are going to inspire you to do better, they're going to push you to do better. There's times I go to her and I'm like, hey, this, she's like, no, Andrea, don't think about that, let's do this, let's do that. And I love that, because I'm like, I need that. And we all need that sometimes. There's times where we doubt our own selves, right? And so you need that person to be like, hey, don't forget who you are. You know what I mean? So that's very important too, guys, because if you feel like you're like a hamster right now, just going and not getting anywhere, check who you are around. Check who your friends are, or if you don't even have friends, come out to these network events, start making new friends. Because you'd be surprised who you meet, you could partner up with, and then your life changes so much.
And who will promote you? Who promotes you? I probably get 5 calls a week from people that need help, but won't like anything I share. So I'm quick, because you know what? Just like here's a quick scenario. You're probably going to think about me when you go to lunch. When you eat with people at a table that don't eat healthy, you carry weight. You gain weight and you carry weight.
Hey, you eat with me all
Oh,
the time.
corn.
I was like,
Corn. No, but seriously, no, I can work off that corn because she runs me around all day long. I need that energy, that diesel. But the thing is that when you run around with people that are always eating wrong or whatever, and it's not just because of it's a weight thing, but you will carry that weight. So emotional baggage from other people is an invisible weight that you don't carry in your stomach. You can, but you really carry it in your expression. You carry it in your personality. You can walk in all happy or whatever and meet somebody and talk to somebody at lunch and they just Debbie Downers. Like,
oh man, I can't do that.
No, they drag me down.
And it is heavy.
That is heavy.
It is heavy, and it gets. Yeah, I tell you from experience because I'm very a type that I'm open. I'm like, yeah, I hope this, I hope you with that. But then sometimes it's like, dang, like I'm just pouring out. Like I need people pouring in too, you know, and it gets heavy. And then it starts to kind of go in you, and then you're like, why am I feeling this way? I'm not even the one with the problem. Yeah. But that's why I say you have to be careful who you go around because people could drain you. Yeah. And not only that, just like tell you things that, oh no, this is hard, or no, this is impossible. Like I want to hang out with the people that tell me, well, you're saying it's impossible, but we're gonna fucking make it possible. We're gonna do this. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because when you do that, like, man, I get this feeling like, heck yeah, like it's like they're adding to your power, and that makes a huge difference of who you hang out with, who you spend your mornings with, who you spend your afternoons with, who is the last person you talk to. Is that person draining you, bringing you down? So I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you're not having the right connections, come out, make some new connections, because I love my group of friends. Like everyone is very inspiring and they inspired me to do better. And, I like that. And I like to keep it that way because if I feel like, man, like I don't even want to be around that person, or every time I go around that person, like I leave all like down, like stressed, sad, so be very careful who you choose to.
And one thing I've told Andrea, you may have a group of friends, but you have to know how to monopolize even relationships. And she'll tell you I'm good at that. When you got to look at someone's strength and their weaknesses. And that's where you have to know where to put that person. My husband and I go rounds because there are some people that work with us that don't have the strength. And I'm like, look, they don't have the strength in that, but I could see them doing this because I always see them leaning more towards something else. So, you utilize them in that area and you will see that freaking strength. I have a salesperson that, came back and man, he's like in a week over 200, like nothing. How many people can sell like that? Yeah. Shit. And hadn't been here in a minute.
That's why it's important to do the disc test because having the wrong people in the wrong seats can cost you a lot of money. A lot. Oh my! I've been through that so many times. Yeah. And it's good to have a disc test because the disc test, what it tells you is the person's personality, what they like, what motivates them. So, like, if you have someone in the wrong seat, I mean, it's not like they're a bad person. You just have a person that can do something better in a different seat than the seat that you have them. Yeah. And I learned that the hard way. So to if you have a business and you feel like, hey, well, how can I be a better leader? Because I always try to, like she said, you find the people, look at their strengths. Yeah. Where can I make this person excel? So like watching what they like to do naturally, that is their strengths, and if it feels like a force, like you're forcing them to sell this or buy this, and then that's not their strengths. So knowing your employees' strengths is very important because you can excel them at whatever it is, or because if you have them in the wrong seat, they're going to feel like their job is hard. You're going to feel like they're not a good employee, and it's just not. So,
and sometimes it's pushing them out of their comfort zone. Yeah. It's like when you're trying to lose weight, you're like, yeah, but I can sneak a candy, and I'm gonna keep going away because that is my struggle, but it adds up real quick.
That's her saying, her sneaking the
candy.
That's
me sneaking the candy, and but what the one thing is that after you do something, you just feel like crap, like, you just go all the way back. Like I came all the way this far and I went all the way back. So you don't put yourself in positions to where you're going to imposition yourself. You want to make sure that, you stay solid on your journey and stay straight, stay in your lane, stay in your lane. If you really want to get somewhere, stay in your lane. If so and so is doing it like this, let them do it because they've
Yeah.
already mastered it. For you to try and do what I'm doing, or me to try to do what she's doing, I'm not going to learn it just watching her. I can mimic her. But let me tell you, like I said, can have the same recipe, but don't have the same flavor because of the fact that everybody has a different strength and you have to respect that. And with businesses, try this, guys, try this. Promote 2 people per day, just like their business, whatever, just for whatever. Because guess what? You will go notice. If you haven't grown your business, we opened our hardware store in 2007. The place was barely making $1,200 a day, you know, and you can cap that, not even 10 cap. What we've had it since 7 to, I don't know, how many years is that? 13?
She's pretty much billionaire now.
No, no, no.
I mean, don't even try to do the math.
Don't do the math. But the thing is that no, what you have to understand, it's the fact that in 2007 when we started, I sold a restaurant, and my husband, we sold a house and we sold a restaurant to get this property. Not knowing what we were doing, I walked into a store that had crap all over the place. And I just went in with the duster, and the duster was just throwing dust. So I just got a bucket and a washcloth, and I started washing those old pipes, those old plumbing fixtures, and I started arranging things. When you put life into something and you physically touch it and you manifest into that, you bring life into it. And when you bring life into something, you actually, it grows. Because everything that was in that store was so old. And then I started getting on social media and just going with it. My husband's like, you can't be doing that shit. Da 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 da. Okay.
Watch me.
Watch me. And the one thing, you have to be personable. You have to be out there and be relatable. I don't ever try to make myself less or more than anybody. I am what I am, and I am who I am. And I can't change that because sometimes, everybody's like, yeah, you can chameleonize yourself in certain situations, but not for people. Not for people. I'm always the same, no matter what. I don't care, but not for people. If I'm in a certain situation, yeah, you chameleonize yourself, but not for people. Remain being the same person, and you will never ever have anybody able to talk shit about you to anyone because somebody else already knows your story.
Right.
And that's what I say. I tell on myself. When I had lipo, I ain't one of them girls that's gonna say, "Oh no, I didn't do nothing." Girl,
I just naturally woke up skinny.
I just naturally woke up looking like an XL Barbie. Yeah. But for real, I tell on myself. I've learned to tell on myself. No one's going to hold anything over my head because I tell on myself. Because what's there to be embarrassed about? If you did something, you did it. Now, if I said something stupid, okay, tell me. But 9 times out of 10, I tell on myself. There's not a story that somebody can say about me that I haven't said openly. So with social media, I'm very warm to social media and honest and open. And I don't want to filter nothing, because sometimes I'm out there like, I'm going to divorce my damn husband again. I go through it. We wake up and
10.
Round 10, 32 years later. The thing is that we're human. Yeah. We feel things. And sometimes I talk more on social media than what I do.
I think we know that.
My husband was like, hey, so you were talking about this today. Like, yeah, we'll talk about that. Because our life at home is so different. You have to bring something in. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's a poor girl. She has a sad relationship. It is what it is.
I mean,
we're 2 different people. We live separate lives. And everybody that you relate with in life is not your soul or soulmate. They are their own person. You have to like them for who they are. My husband unfortunately has to like me for who I am. It's crazy. But, I tell on myself for everything I do. Now, me, I will always like whatever you're putting on there. Jesus will tell you, I didn't even know Jesus for about 3 years. I didn't know him until you started podcasting, pretty much. Yeah, until you started. You hurt your back when I asked you to go do my driveway. Yeah, so he was. So I never got to meet him back then. So it wasn't until he actually started podcasting and thinking about podcasting. I think you were promoting. He was doing something, but I always liked and shared what he did. Always liked and shared. I remembered everything. What he did. Why? Because I kept that relationship, and look at where we are now. Look at where we are now. You have to promote people that you want to also see grow so they can want to see you grow. So if you do anything and you're on here, guys, like two people's pages, share
like
their
five,
stuff.
not two.
Yeah, five.
Where's two?
I put five.
I got five.
I got five on it. There you go. So, oh, girl.
I know that
Shake
song.
the dust. Shake the dust. No, seriously. There's people out there that have different businesses, and you have to help support these companies, all of them. Just because one does one thing and somebody else, you can't say, oh, that's my favorite friend, she's a realtor, I can't support that realtor. You support everybody.
First of all, I don't even know how to share on Facebook. But yeah, I need to get
just
better.
Press that thumb and then go to the right, and it's share.
I don't think mine gives me the option sometimes.
No, mine does, or I make it. I think because I'm public. It keeps going public for some reason. My page, even if I try to make it private, it'll always go public. I don't know why, but it does. I guess Facebook wants me public. I don't know, but
the world needs to see you.
No, sure. But the thing is promote people, and once you get big, don't let it get in your head. I used to promote somebody so much, and she just went all out there in her head. I was like, okay, girl, stay there.
And that's one of the things I love about Christina. This girl could sit here. I mean, we could write a book about her of all the things she has, and she's still out here showing love. Yeah. To other businesses. She can be in a freaking Jamaica by the beach right now, and I don't understand why she's not. And she chooses to be here putting content and value and still helping and promoting. And that's awesome. That's one of the things I admire from her so much. And I love, because literally this lady could freaking be anywhere in the world she wants right now if she wanted to. By the way, we should get a jet. No, I'm kidding.
We're gonna try to find a hotel on a jet.
But for real, and she's here trying to see, hey, how can I put people together, connecting people? So that's awesome. That is awesome, and that's why she's so blessed.
Yeah, and that's where your blessings come from, when you help people without unconditional. Don't do it because you want something out of it. 9 times out of 10. People will call you and start calling you when they want something, but if they just call you out the blue, it's because they're genuine. I always check on my friends just out the blue. I had one friend say, girl, you really like all my pictures. Like, that's kind of weird.
Oh my God,
like, well, I really thought that made you feel happy, but if you feel weird, I guess I was just not liking your shit.
Hey, dislike,
I just dislike, but I was feeling happy for you, girl. Like, I was smiling with you at the other end of the fucking camera. But I think it's very important to carry a smile. I think the smile is the energy that it's an energy that makes people happy. When they see you smile. I grunt a lot naturally because I'm always thinking, but I think you have to carry a smile, and you have to carry positivity. Even you will never really know when I'm really in a frumpy day or how I woke up or what happened, because I don't want to pour that on nobody. Now, there's certain days I'll talk to a certain person, and there's probably only 5 people in the whole world, seriously, that I open up to. It drives her crazy. It's because my hair.
Why. It's because my looking at it. Golly.
That's how she met me. I was sitting. I didn't even know Andrea. We were at a big meeting, and it was a women's meeting, a women's event meeting or whatever. And I went with Alma. Yeah. And I went with Alma, and we were there. We were sitting down, and Andrea just came to the back of my head. She was like, your ends are like.
I'm like, who cut your hair?
Yeah, I was like,
it looks like there's some stairs back there.
I was like, did she just touch my hair? And since that day, I knew she had no filter, and I knew she was relatable. I said, okay, yeah, I can do her personality. It was funny because I like people like that aren't afraid to approach somebody, and it wasn't rude, it was a question. And some people would get their feelings hurt and act all cuckoo. Not me. It was like, did, did you really just grab my hair?
Hey, I don't do that. I'm like, who cut your hair? It was like
She did. I was like, okay.
Hey, but then she became a client because
Yeah, I did become a client. Yeah.
So
And then I went to somebody that chopped it like last year in July for my birthday. I wanted it a color, and then it just all fell out. Like, this is a growth after a year. I've cut it maybe 2-3 times because my hair does grow. But it was like, oh my God. I'm serious. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I had to shave my hair. It was like, oh God. So I was just rocking little curls up here and yeah. But it grew.
yeah.
It grew. And then, I could have been crazy. It bothered me for a minute. And I was like, look, Christina, it's just hair. And you have to have that personality. You got to get your ass out there. It's just hair. I said, fine, I'm going to rock a little bow. And I just went out there with one little bow. I didn't even have enough hair to hold the bow. But it was like, I'm going out there. And so, because my hair just kept breaking off, I got like a pixie cut, and then it just kept falling. And I said, forget it. And I said, I'm just going to go for it, and that's just it. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of whatever situation, because it's kind of like, it's that strength that God sends to see, can you do this?
Yeah.
If I do that, why should I give you the big thing when you can't conquer the little things?
Right.
Because losing my hair to some girls may be real important, but I could have rocked a wig. I tried it. It kept falling off. I was like, man, the hell with this shit. And I just went on with it. You have to keep going. If you don't, I think I paused for about almost 2 years in total because of COVID, things that happened during COVID. My hair fell out. It was so many different things just going on that it could have wrecked a person, but I didn't let it do it. I just said, okay, it's time to pause and I'll come back. And I would kind of peek in there, but then it was like pause and come back. And it wasn't until one day I was in the shower and my phone rang, and I looked because I listened to the radio on it when I'm showering, and it was Andrea. I said, oh shit. And it was in the shower, and I was like, what's up, girl? I'm in the shower, but what's up? She was like, hey.
I heard your hair fell out.
Yeah, I got the nair. No, and so she said, hey, I want to do this podcast. And I'm like, well, what do you want to do? She was like, I kind of don't know. And I said, fine, whatever. We'll just go with it. And we've just been going with it ever since. And a lot of people like, I do get out here and talk to people and, do business with the people that we've been on here with. We get deals. We don't get deals. We get, different, we're
JV
into different,
deals.
We JV deals, just different things. And it's not always even with just, real estate. Like I said, in 2007, who would have known that I'm 7 stores later, and now I'm not just a hardware store. We're importing and fabricating. It's a whole fabrication. We're supplying big companies with sheet metal. The buildings and all that. Who would have known? And when you really look into this stuff, you think you can just open it. This stuff is like a damn mafia.
Yeah.
They don't let you in. When you have to import stuff, people have to look deep in your soul and really like you to let you in. And there's something that they really like about my kids and even my husband or myself. I think what it is they know that we have a worker's mentality. We're not just out there passing the buck. We work it. We work it and we do what we have to do. And, all you people out there with y'all's businesses that took the time to post your business, my business, thank you. I really appreciate it because you're taking that first step. You're like, I'm gonna put myself out there. And that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You don't know how many people I know. And the people that I know and I like, I'm always talking about.
Yeah,
literally.
And you have people that get you out of binds. Like, hey, last minute, hey, can you do this for me? Or hey, can you help me with this? So it's always good to know a lot of people.
Yeah, and support them. My friend Lucia, I don't know if you know Lucia. Lucia, I think. Yeah, she opened up a barbecue place over there in Humboldt. Shit, her week of a grand opening, I went. What was it going to hurt me to go and support, even if it's one plate? She's one plate down from not having something tomorrow, you know? So that's the way you have to look at it. Always support people, be that supportive person. And when someone's really down and you want to say, damn, bitch, your life's fucked up, just say, girl, it's going to be okay. It's
like,
gonna
I've
be
seen
okay.
worse.
I've seen worse. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. Don't
Hey,
shed
like,
shit.
Is that me who you thought about?
Nah, girl, Brian, me. You know,
It's
I talk
okay.
to myself in the mirror. You know, like, girl. You know, I mean, you know, it's like when you really have had it all and then you lost it and you had to regain it, you appreciate the things that you gained, not what you lost.
Yeah, that's true. Because
Yeah.
whenever I took my loss on that flip, the very first flip, I didn't even care about the money I lost. I just wanted my peace back.
Yeah.
I didn't even care.
God, yeah.
But you know, it's nice that you went from losing it and then getting it back.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been through that situation like 2 to 3 times already. Like
where
I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going somewhere. And it's like, bam, start over again. And then bam again.
Yeah.
But it's good because you know the times you're already more experienced each time. So the you know the way you bounce back, it's like, damn, you become more stronger, tougher, and it's like, I can handle this. Like, let's go at this again, you know. So it's good. A lot of people feel like they fail, that's it for them, no more. Like, that's part of the, you know,
it's a part of the success and the growth. And you know, you have to keep growing. You have to keep growing and know everybody has a vision and nobody wears your eyes. I could wear your coat, but I can't wear your eyes.
Well, everyone has a different, God gave them a vision. And that's why some people, they're like, you know, they don't understand your vision because God didn't give them that vision. That's your vision.
And you have to see yourself. You know, I would rather people like, I want to hang around with millionaires, $1 million this, $1 million this. I want to hang around with people that have a million reasons to be good. That's a millionaire.
Yeah.
That's a millionaire.
Because there's a lot of people that have money, but they screw you over. They talk bad about you. They don't love nobody.
No,
you know. No. So I agree with you on that. It's like, it's not about because they have money. It's really who they are as a person. Yeah. Or behind closed doors, right?
Exactly. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I could go to any trailer park. I can go to any house down in the hood and go and knock and ask for sugar because my ex neighbors know I was always at their door. Got a tomato? How about an avocado? You know, and they'd give it to me if they had it. But I can't go to no mansion house and ask them for a freaking bowl of sugar. They look at me like, girl, you're in the wrong neighborhood. It's just like that.
Like, get them, Sparky.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy, but it's true, you know. And I'm not knocking anybody that has more or whatever. It's just, it's just I've had better luck with people where I come from. You know, I think because I've just stayed relatable. You know, I don't want to ever, you know, knock somebody because they've come from hard knocks. Some of those people that really focus and they stay in their vision and they ask people like me or Andrea or Jesus, you know, or people, hey, how did you get in there? What did you do? You know, if you're like, hey, Christina, you know, I've got an insurance company. Can you help me promote it? If I know you are a person of value and ethics, I will. But if I know you're chopped and crooked, I'll be like, bro, no. And I'm straight. You know, I'm straight. I'll say, you know what? I saw you did a couple little funky things, girl. I can't do it. You know, and I'm like that. Because
I saw you robbing my material through the camera. So I can't do it.
I can't do it. No, but it's true. You know, you always have to be careful, you know, what you tell people and what you say. But I try to just stay very transparent. You know, if I don't really care for somebody, she knows I've been real. I just can't do you, girl. Like, I can't. You be your own person. But if they're too much for me, I can't, because I don't want to hurt your feelings. I'd rather just stay away from you. I can't do you. You know, your peace is everything. Your peace is everything. And I don't hold my tongue. You know, I don't. And if I don't like you, I'll just stay away. I'll give you that peace. You know, I'll give you that peace. I'll stay away because I'm not nice. But yeah, so what, I mean, I know you guys, y'all have questions or whatever. We're going to answer them after. We really appreciate y'all, you know, tuning in with us. This is 14. This is our 14th segment. And a lot of you, I see some of the same people. I see new people, and I really want to thank you. And like I said, network your business in here. Even my car guy was supposed to put his info in here because,
Wait, what about your car guy? Tell me more about him.
My car guy is a good car guy right now.
He sells cars?
He sells cars.
Okay. Car guy, you need to put your info in there.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a car.
Yeah, he's over in Clear Lake. He's at Beck and Masson. His name is Rafael Benavides. He sold me my Infinity. It was a trade-in, and the price was like freaking right. And actually, I recently traded that car in to get a different one, and I was not upside down. I did really well.
That's good.
Yeah, I did really well. So I was like, oh my God. And I was due for an upgrade. Like, I was, but
nice little upgrade.
Yeah, it's cool. But Raphael is working on getting me my everyday sporty car.
Nice.
I have a lot of collectible cars, but he's giving me my sporty car. So I'm kind of in the market for a black on black Corvette. Nice. I told my husband, I said, I'm going to get a Corvette. He's like, well, didn't you just get that? You don't worry about my money, boy. You do your thing.
I just said I'm getting a damn Corvette.
I'm just saying I'm getting a Corvette, damn it. I've been working hard.
I didn't ask you nothing else.
I didn't ask you nothing else.
Sorry, Mr. Franco.
Sorry, Franco. Yeah, it was either that or a Camaro. But realistically, I think that'll get his ass running. Where in the hell is she going? Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm in the market for. I didn't know what I wanted to get, but I just have so many other kind of cars, and I think I'll do that one. Yeah.
Well, we can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
I
can't wait to ride it.
We'll go to Coshada. Yeah, that's my thing. I like hot shot getaways, something that is an hour away. Talking about that, we went to Jellystone Park. Back when my daughter was like 6, we really didn't have like a whole bunch of money or nothing. We had a whole bunch of headaches because I had a lot of property and a lot of debt. I was a landlord on that freaking cash flow that we talk about. No. So basically she was 6 and we couldn't afford to go out there. We didn't even understand it. My brother's like, you can use the RV, the bumper pool, whatever, you can go out there. We couldn't even afford it back then. So I was like, damn. So finally we went like this past weekend for Father's Day. And I told my daughter, look, this is what I wanted to do for you when you were 6 and I couldn't afford it. And here we are. Yeah. And it wasn't very expensive, but $100 was a lot to me back then. Right. When somebody gives you something, even if it's a 20, just because you have a lot of money, you're like, that girl gave me $20. But from somebody that you don't know their finances, when they give you anything, even time is money. Right. Everything is monetary nowadays. So, I couldn't afford it back then. And we went and we enjoyed it, but we took the grandkids now. And it's funny because Penelope is going to be 6. Mm-hmm. And it's like, wow, you know what, Natalie, it's funny because when you were 6, I wanted to bring you out here. And now like Sophie and them are 6 and we brought them out, Yeah. So many years later, but, because she's 21 now. So, and it was the game. It was having to go in and just work. And now I like taking little mini getaways, but that place was only 45 minutes from my house right there off of Shepherd. If you're in Cypress, it's probably like 20. It's right there in Waller. And it was it just had so much to do. Just look into it, save for it or look into it. But it was a good family getaway. There's, there wasn't much anything about, phones. I didn't have my phone. Mm-hmm. I did text some people Happy Father's Day and stuff, but, and made a post. But other than that, it was just really just family time.
Yeah, and that's good. It's always good.
But yeah, I do the Coshada getaways sometimes. It's something that's an hour or 2 away. You just want to do that. Just get out of the norm. Mm-hmm. Get out of the norm, change the environment, and do something different.
Yeah.
Visit a store. Go window shopping. It don't matter.
Go driving for dollars.
Do things.
Hey, that's what I would do, right? I don't want to go to no store.
I put the kids on the iPads and we go drive around. And I leave them and they're like, I'm just gonna look at this house. I'll be right back out. Like, okay, yeah, but guys, if y'all want to really meet up with us, you can inbox us if you don't want to put it in the comments because there's a lot of you that don't. And if you want to, just say yeah, and we'll just send you the information when we get it.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what the full content is because we don't know. But I will tell you this because we decided this. We really want to talk to people when we talk over the businesses with everybody's business. We want to be very relatable, but we really want to discuss numbers, numbers like in real estate, lending, numbers, business, how to figure out those numbers. If you're having a hard time figuring out what to offer, let's break it down. Let me help you break it down, especially when it's a business, because when it's a business, oops, hold on. Okay, ahí te va. Okay, because when it's a business, it's different from the real estate. And when it's the machinery or equipment, it's different from the business and the real estate. So it's three things. So you have to know how to add those things. This is if you want to go into commercial. Okay. And this is sometimes when you buy multifamily and then you have a laundromat on there. It's all different. So you have to know how to look at certain numbers because Andrea was selling a haul. She has a haul for sale.
Yeah.
So if any of you want to get into a haul or whatever, reach out to Andrea and she has that. It's in Parker area. She made sense of it for the lady to understand where everything needed to be and how to break it down so that you could see what you're getting. So if you want to buy a haul, it's operating and it has a couple contracts in lieu. Right?
Yeah, till August.
So
and I also have 4 acres in Silsby with a nice little cabin home.
So yeah. Oh, if you want a cabin home,
if you're looking for that, reach out to me. I'll send you the details. Or if you have a buyer who may be looking for that.
Yeah. So y'all have that, guys. So there's things that I have, but I don't really like say too much on here because they're bigger.
Say it.
No, because they're kind of bigger. So if you have like a mechanic shop, let me know. Got that. If you're trying to open a restaurant, you want a good location, like off by Telephone Road or whatever, let me know. If you have a hair salon and you want to have your own location, let me know. So it's different stuff like that. I have those things in the works. But if you need a warehouse, let me know. So those are the things that I'm working on. So, but we can all just kind of relate. And always feel free to text us and say, hey, Christina, hey, Andrea, I'm looking for this kind of thing. We'll find it.
Yeah.
We'll find it. We'll find that. We can find it, finance it, and see what works for you and what works for everybody.
Yeah.
But we'll let you know. It's going to be July. What's the date?
We never have it together.
You gotta get it together. No, but seriously, bring your business. Don't think it's all just real estate because we're going to touch on everything. We want to sit there, either have a coffee, have a drink, 23rd. Have whatever. It's on the 23rd.
It's on a Saturday. We're trying to look like a cool little spot.
Yeah. That'll let us sit there.
But like do like a little day drinking and stuff.
I'll do water.
Take some shots. No, I'm kidding. But no, it'll be nice. We're gonna do it on a Saturday. We can all get together and then just kind of hang out, get to know each other, see how we can share any kind of knowledge with each other, bring each other value. I do have a lot of girls that reach out. But I'm like, hey, man, I'm so busy to do like lunch.
Yeah.
Just go there and see how we can work together.
Yeah. And if you want to come on and you can't make it here, we can Zoom you in, right? Yeah, we can Zoom you in. So if y'all want to come on and you want to talk about your business, this is free, guys. It's great. Just do it. We're taking our time out just to do it. This is our thing. This is us giving back. Do it. Don't be afraid to ask. If you have a tax business, your furniture business, if you have car wash business, I don't care what it is. Zoom in.
Or if you're starting a business.
Yeah, if you're starting a business. Yeah, if you're starting a business.
Let us know. Come out. See what we can do.
Yeah, because it's not just all real estate. We deal with a lot of different people. Shit, I blocked George. He's good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get shot. Boom, boom, girl. Get out of my car. Get out of my parking lot. Nah. But anyway, guys, y'all have a great day. And thank you for all y'all support and always tuning in. And if y'all want something specific y'all like us to talk about, let us know. Or bring somebody on here. Let us know. I'm trying to get Jackie out here because that'd be a good one. Jackie with all her different insurance, she goes down poor, girl, to explain the different prices and riders and things that you need. She did a post. She's like, there's a lot of people passing away from car car accidents, and you got to think of who you're going to leave behind. You got to think about all those things. But anyway, we'll get on that later.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Bye.